from this darkness that I'm experiencing inside. Won't you please take me away from this broken state? Cause this brokenness has got me feeling some kind of way, like I'm trapped inside my mind, ready to pick it apart, piece by piece. So won't you please help me turn the page on this darkness to sharpen the light to happiness. Cause I'm sick and tired of all this emptiness, eating me alive from the inside out. Yes, it's eating me from the inside out. Take me away from this darkness that I'm experiencing. Yeah, take me away from this darkness that I'm experiencing inside. Oh, won't you please take me away from this place, this dark place already? Cause it feels like I'm always spiraling. I'm out of control, so out of control, that it feels like I'm in a never-ending trance. A trance so deep that it feels like my mind is collapsing in on itself, disconnecting the circuits from my brain, leaving me mindless, so mindless. Yes, it's leaving me so mindless that I just wanna leave this world that can be so messed up. Yes, this world so messed up. Take me away from this darkness that I'm experiencing. Yeah, take me away from this darkness that I'm experiencing inside.
Apachulu.
You done cooked up another one.
BG. Auntie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a dope track, homie.
You're dope. Created to try to
Midwest
drum up.
Kid.
Yeah, created to try to drum up some, getting people to talk about mental health. Yeah. Take me away.
About the Midwest Kid.
Take Me Away podcast. Welcome to the first episode.
Nice. We're in the first episode of Take Me Away podcast,
which is created to talk about mental health. Because we all deal with mental health in some way, shape, form, or way. That's what I meant to say. See, I got problems,
Yeah.
Speaking, and sometimes it irritates me.
You have problems speaking and it irritates you?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Which is
I have a hard time, because getting used to the grill, and I wear the grill, and trying to hit my bars. It's hard to hit my bars sometimes,
Oh yeah.
But it goes back to when I was a kid, when I had grew up with autism. I wasn't full blown, really, really, really autistic, but it's that and bipolar. So I didn't used to talk. They used to say I didn't talk a lot.
Yeah. Bipolar, there's different bipolars, There's like bipolar 1, bipolar 2, bipolar.
Manic depressive.
Yeah, manic depressive.
Mania.
Yeah, mania.
Yeah, mania
Yeah,
and bipolar tendency.
yeah. So it's a real
I take
thing,
medication.
Yeah, people have to take, people have to take medications for different things.
I have to take my meds. I have to take my meds to take me away from uh
From
my mental
feeling,
state, from feeling my
yeah,
mental, yeah,
from
like
getting
Doctor
away,
Mental Error.
yeah, and frustrated. Do you ever feel frustrated because of it sometimes?
I feel frustrated because there is some sounds coming from this podcast, like we're being hacked by Doctor Mental Error.
Yeah, damn, Doctor Mental Error. We just started this, and somewhere out of the blue, he must be a distant relative of you know, we are error or something.
Don't say that name. To be the person he moved. I start freaking out. He was stubborn. That's a
Saying
part of
Doctor
my.
Mental Error.
Yeah, yeah. I want to say it. It's like
What?
saying Bloody Mary 3 times in a mirror.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I don't know. I deal with where he go? He just like disappeared.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He said that name, and then that's why you don't say that name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, stuff like that, you just gotta stay strong. You know what I mean? No matter
Yeah,
what, that's what it's all about, is staying strong and being able to get through it, because everybody goes through mental health, whether they believe it or not, in different forms. Like you said, everybody actually goes through it. That's what this podcast is about. This podcast is about mental health and how to deal
and,
with it and
and
get through with it.
and anybody is welcome to come and talk about their issues. You know,
Yeah,
we don't frown upon anybody in this episode this podcast.
right.
If you frown upon people, you will have to be kicked out or something. We don't put up with that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everybody's welcome. So if anybody wants to come on, go ahead and comment in the section and will bring you on. Everybody is welcome. This is the Midwest Kid's first time doing his very own podcast. So congratulations.
Yeah, I don't I deal with it a little bit myself, but I'm around it every day because the person who I care about and love them, she deals with a lot of issues, goes through a lot of things and stuff like that. So I'm around it, and it doesn't stop me from loving her the way I do.
Right, right. Yeah, most definitely.
We gotta get some people in here.
Yeah, if anyone would like to come on, go ahead and comment in the section, and that way we can bring you in. I don't know what happened to Ninja. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, I don't know where he went to. He didn't invite. Yeah, I don't know where Ninja go. Where
So why did you actually decide to start your own podcast?
Why did I start my own podcast? To get people more aware of the different, you know, mental error, and to stop people. A lot of people get bullied because they may have some form of mental health. And I wanted to have them have a place come where they can just sit and talk or whatever. Try to escape, even talk about some of the stuff they may go through with their mental health.
Yeah, that's definitely great. Yeah, because more people need to hear about it. Not a lot of people talk about it and stuff like that, so it's definitely good. It's
Yeah,
one of the best topics because it's meant. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's something that everybody needs to hear
yeah,
about.
yeah. Because people have like there's like mild intellectual disability, bipolar, a lot of different things, a lot of different mental health problems that people have, bipolar, depression, all sorts of stuff. Speech impediments, speech problems,
Yeah. Oh
So
yeah,
that's
there's just so many different ones out there.
yeah, and I like to talk, like each episode I may talk, basically we're just running down stuff from this episode, but certain episodes I may want to talk about, I may want to talk about depression, or I may want to talk about bipolar, what it is, the different forms, or if I want to talk about mild intellectual disabilities or whatever, and what it is, and have people maybe who have that, if they want to come on the episodes and talk about what they go through with with what they have. So that's where I'm trying to get the word out about these. What
Oh
about
yeah,
you?
yeah, most definitely.
What about you? Do you have issues and stuff like that yourself you go through?
Oh yeah, everybody does.
What
Everybody.
what what is it that you go through and stuff like that?
Well, I have short-term memory loss, so I only know so many words and stuff like that. I also have a speech impediment and stuff. I don't like to talk about. I don't like to talk about anything to do with it because I know it still doesn't hold me back. People can pick on me all they want and it's not going to bother me anymore like it did when I was a kid. You know what I
What
mean?
a,
That was one of the things people always picked on me about my speech impediment when I talked or the way that I looked. They would call me different names, calling me a oh no, who was that?
uh-oh. The hell? We got uh we got some Mortal Kombat person coming in here.
Mortal Kombat!
They would call me mentally disabled and you know what I mean, and bully me and pick on me and push me into the locker and stuff like that. But when people pick on you and push you and beat you up and bully you, it only makes you stronger. But
Yeah,
it
yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
depends on how you take it. You could take it two different ways. You could take it and turn it into positive energy, or you could take it and you could turn it into negativity. And the
Yeah,
most
yeah, I got
important thing is to take the negativity and turn it into the positivity. Even if someone does pick on you and stuff like that, then you got to channel it. That's what people say, is you got to channel the energy and turn it into positive energy. And that's what we did with We Are the Virus. We turned that into positive energy, and it's about spreading as a virus in a good way.
Yeah, I don't have. I'm gonna put this out. A lot of people don't realize this, but I ain't got no teeth. You know, and people may think, "Oh, you ain't got no teeth. You can't eat certain things," which is true. But I can a lot of things I can eat. You know, and I don't let it stop me from eating what I like to eat. And then I even got a song. I put a song out that's actually on my last album I just dropped. It's called "Toothless Rapper," where I turn around and I kind of do like an Eminem thing. I put it out there and turn it into positive. Saying that even though I ain't got no teeth, I can still rap and do this thing.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that one. Toothless Rapper.
Yeah.
yeah, the Toothless
Ninja,
Rapper.
Yeah.
Ninja thought though when it first came on that was my name, and then I told him that was an actual song, and he kind of laughed and say, "Oh, that was a song."
Yeah,
I remember that. I remember that you thought that was my name or something.
the Toothless Rapper. Yeah, I did
Yeah,
think that was your name at first. And I'm sorry. Yeah. Now I
no,
know.
it's all good. It's all
I
good.
know like 3 of your names now. Then.
Three of my
Yeah,
names,
I know your real name too. I don't have to say your real name. I just say the
oh,
Midwest kid.
and I got my Facebook name, which is Sandy, which actually isn't my real name. Facebook isn't my real name. That's just a nickname.
Yeah, when I first joined Facebook, one of my original names was Diamond Platinum Iced Out Dinosaur or something like that, because I didn't want to put my name on there. But Facebook made me change my name to my real name, and they made me upload my ID.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's the only reason why. I mean, eventually I probably would have had it, as my
Yeah, I
real
don't
name,
got my
but
real.
at first I
I don't got
didn't for the longest time.
I don't got my real name on there. They never made me change my name to my real name.
Well, it all depends on if they target you, and I always been a target on Facebook. They don't like me for some
Oh,
reason.
they
They
don't
don't
like
like
you.
positivity.
And how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good because I know I'm doing
I mean,
something right.
Yeah. There you go.
yeah, it's all about
As long
good
as,
health.
Yeah,
Good
as long as
mental.
channel
you're
it.
making a
Just
Good
difference.
channel it.
Yeah.
makes you
Right.
channel. Makes you feel happy. In a good way. Good mental
Right.
health.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like when someone picks on you, it makes me feel good now. And when I
Yeah.
was younger, I would get discouraged and upset and angry and mad and all the other words you can think of. And they would
Yeah,
call me um
yeah,
the house wrecker. You know what I mean?
The house
And
yeah.
record.
yeah, people wouldn't want to be around me
I
when
like
I
it when
got
people. I like it when people discourage me from something because you know what it
yeah.
does. It makes me want to prove them wrong even more. It's like
Yeah,
taking that
exactly.
negative, turning it back and say, "Oh well, thank you for that. I'm just gonna go out here
Encouraging
and,
you
and prove and prove to you that
that I
your
can do it.
negativity your negativity is really a positive thing."
Right,
So how does that
exactly.
make you feel? It's kind of like a how does that make you feel type thing. Flip it
Oh
on
yeah.
them.
Right. And it's the same thing though So when people they pick on you and stuff like that and bully you, it's because they want the attention. It's because they don't get no attention. So they want that reaction. And what does that reaction? What's that reaction for them? That reaction is satisfaction. So go ahead and channel that one, because every time you are reacting to something, you are satisfying somebody else. So you do not want to react to something. So if someone comes over to you and tells you to F off, or you know what I mean, on Facebook or whatever the case may be, you just want to say thank you, have a nice day, or you know, ignore them and block them, you know, whatever you got to do. But if you reply in a disrespectful way back, because two rights don't make a wrong, that's what we want to teach people, you know, two
Yeah.
rights don't make a wrong. So if you go ahead and reply back, you F off, and then you are giving them satisfaction. So you don't want to
And
do that. And people, they don't listen. You know what I mean? They'll go ahead and do that anyways, because they don't actually understand. They think they got to respond to everything. But like King Zai says, not everything deserves a
There's a
response.
response. Yep.
So I definitely love that. So
yeah,
shout out to King Zai for that.
Yeah, King
I like to, I like to, when because me being a recording artist or whatever, people come up to me, may pick on me or whatever, but I like to, I like to go right about it and put the word out about the people that do that, so that people can be aware of what type of person that person may be.
Right. Yeah, no,
Well,
I
everybody,
understand
I
that.
believe everybody's different, and
Yeah.
because we're all different, there's different medications that I take than what you probably take. 'Cause I take something like Abilify, because of the autism, the bipolar. Um,
Abilify. That sounds really familiar to me. Hey, shout
Abilify.
outs to Kim Bronson, the family.
Shout out Ken Bronson, yo fam.
And you see how her picture is garbage, and
Yeah,
people may look at that as a negative way, but so what we did is like what we were talking about, take the negativity and turn it into the positivity. So we
yeah,
managed to take garbage and turn it into positivity by saying garbage means dope. And that's like when someone's like, yo, your song is garbage, that's fire. You're saying
yeah.
that means dope. So if someone ever says your song is garbage, just remember what we did with the word garbage. We turned it into positivity.
And another thing, one person may say that that's garbage,
We love you
but
too.
to another person, that's not garbage. That may be the thing that they need.
Right. One man's trash is another man's treasure. That's what they always say.
Yeah, and it's very true. That statement I
Yeah.
find very true. One person's garbage is another man's, gold or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I
You
agree.
you you can't please everybody, and if you try to please everybody, you yourself may go nuts or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So stay positive and don't worry about the haters.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because actually, your haters are your fans, like they say.
Yeah,
Your haters
like
are your biggest fans, because
what's
they're
it
always
what
going to watch everything you do. So your haters are actually
there,
giving
there,
you views
there
too, as
there's a
well.
song, there's a guy named Swizz, right? And what does he say? He says, my haters are only fans in denial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he says my haters are only fans in denial.
Yeah, I heard that somewhere.
Yeah, it's from
Yeah,
like
it's people that don't want to admit that they're fans, but they really
yeah,
want to watch everything you do.
yeah, you know they hate. It's like your haters watch or whatever, but like, do they really hate because they're checking you out
Yeah.
anyways? So
Right. Your haters are your watchers. That's another thing that they say
Yeah,
because
yeah.
your
Because you
haters
gotta know
will
your
literally
enemy.
watch everything.
You gotta know your enemy more than you think so. But like it's our peeps that help us make it, and the haters make us famous. So
Yeah, I used
Jonathan
to
said,
say that back in the day too. Haters make me
yeah,
famous,
yeah,
and it's true.
Jonathan
They do.
Jonathan King says, "Can I send in a song link?"
What's up, my brother? That's a brother right there. He's fam. Do
tell
you
me,
want to come on the show too and
tell him,
talk about
tell him he
mental
can
health?
come on the off the grid. We'll play his music on the off the grid tomorrow.
You can come on the WWC Off the Grid podcast tomorrow.
Yeah, eventually, I will be playing. I will be. I want to play music on here too. You know, I want to get like all kinds of songs, but I want to actually get songs about mental health too. So
Yeah, you want to ask him if he has any songs about mental health, or are you not playing music today?
well, we can play music today if you want. You can send it to either you can send it to Chris if you want, or put it in a chat or something.
I'll send my email right here. I'm just gonna send that in one of my emails. Give me a second. 2022 Worldwide Collaboration 2022 at gmail.com. That's Worldwide Collaboration 2022 at gmail.com. All right, there we go. Go ahead and send that mental health song, as long as it's mental health. And then we could show them Worldwide Collaboration on the Grid, the Trillion Show, Worldwide Collaboration, and WWC Fam News. These are some of the pages that we're streaming on. But major shout outs to everybody.
Yeah, major
Yeah.
shout out to everybody.
Shout out to mental health.
Yeah, so I've always had a short-term memory loss and also short-term what's that word called? When you get mad very easy, very fast.
Short term, what I
I
know what
can't
you're
even
talking
think
about.
of it.
Yeah,
Uh
short temper.
Short temper expansion, I believe. Expansion, is it expansion or expansion?
Short term, I don't remember that word.
I don't
I just know
remember either.
short term something.
Short term flip out. But I mean, I've been working on that for years now. You know what I mean? I'm a lot better than what I
uh,
used to be.
Sometimes I like to develop short term memory. You know,
Yeah,
and I
that's better than going
I,
postal like Chris.
Yeah, I gotta save my stuff and notes and stuff. Otherwise, I can't always remember everything.
But
Yeah.
I would say I like to develop short term memory, because I sometimes I don't like to memorize or remember them haters, sometimes depending on the situation. So I develop short term memory.
Oh yeah. And another thing is, they always said I was mentally disabled too. You know what I mean? But my mom, she always told me when I was younger, that the email's right there, brother. She always said that I had half a brain or part of a brain, that I don't have a full brain, and that's what she said I was diagnosed with, however you pronounce it. So I'm not the smartest in the book, but I am smart with certain things, but not with words. I don't know
Do
too
you
many
know that?
words
Do you know that
to
a lot of
pronounce
people
them
don't?
anyway.
Do you know? Do you know a lot of people don't use all their brain? Like if you're right-handed, you use the left side, I think, or right side of your brain or whatever. And if you're the left-handed, you use the other side of your brain.
Oh yeah. It's worldwide collaboration 2022 at gmail.com.
We've had a an amazing time promoting mental health and particularly with the Heads Together sort of campaign.
Exactly. We campaigned that.
Oh yeah.
You like that? Yeah.
Yeah, let me know when you send that song in. Here comes Apocalypse.
Oh,
Are you ready to come
yeah,
on
yeah,
the
he's a
camera?
great guy.
You ready to come on the
Apocalypse
camera
to
now,
the stage.
Apocalypse? Shake your head, yeah.
What up, Apocalypse?
What up, y'all?
Welcome to the
Ninja
first
got the
ever
suit. Look at him.
episode.
Welcome.
I like the ninja suit.
Thank you.
Get over here.
Get over here.
So
Welcome
I
to
could
the
be
first ever
here for
episode
about
of
20
Take Me Away.
minutes.
Okay.
I got to do a class in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Yeah,
this
that's
is
about time I
this is
gotta leave around that time.
yeah, but this
Perfect
is
person to
Take
talk
Me Away
about mental
podcast.
health.
Yeah, where we talk about mental health.
Yeah,
What is
perfect
some of
guy
the-
to talk about mental health. The Apocalypse. He got a lot of rap about mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are some of the things you go through, Apocalypse?
Man, I overthink a lot. I have anxiety. So I feel like, I'm single right now and I talk to women, and I feel like I scare them away because I'm too honest with my, I overshare, you know what I mean? Because I have anxiety and I basically I mess up opportunities for myself, whether it comes to dating or like jobs or whatever. Like I when they ask you a question in a job interview, like I over explain way too long, and then I feel like they lose interest in me. They're like, nah, bro, like this job's not for you, kind of thing.
Yeah, I've always done that too.
Yeah, because I want to share with people. I'm a talker, because I'm shy at first, but then once you get to know me, I just overshare, and I think part of that just comes from like my anxiety. But I have anxiety, depression, ADHD, and bipolar manic. And so lately the bipolar manic probably is the least worry, because I haven't really flipped out on anybody, but there is times where I would say like my ex-girlfriend was texting me, on Christmas saying, I hope you have a good Christmas. And I'm like, she's like, I hope you and your kids have a good Christmas. And I'm like, well, since when do you care about my kids? Last time we talked about my kids, you were calling them disrespectful little brats. And I snapped on her, like, texting back, snapped back. And she goes, what? Excuse me, whatever, and I was like, my bad. So the bipolar thing kicked in, and I'm like, then I'm all in apologetic mode. And I'm like, oh, let me make it right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go off on you, kind of thing. But I kind of became a-hole for a minute because I was just like, first of all, you said something about my kids. This was months ago, but I never really addressed it. So I'm gonna address it now. And then I'm like, I felt bad because, I have mood swings. I'm like mad and then I'm sad. It's like, I'll be at work sometimes and out of nowhere, like I'm kicking ass. I'm doing my job for like an hour and a half, and all of a sudden I just get this wave of depression on me, like mood swings. And that's why they figured out that I'm bipolar, because and in some days, for like 3 days straight, I'll wake up and just be in a funk, like bad mood. I don't want to do music. I don't want to do nothing. And then all of a sudden I'll get kicked out of it. And I'm like, all right, life's all right. It's not too bad. And I'll go to work in a happy mood. Like I'll do my thing. But it's so hard because you can't control it. It's like people are always like, well, if you just think positive, if you just, block it out, or you just tell yourself not to be sad or whatever, it doesn't work that way for me. I don't know, maybe it does for some people, but it don't for me.
So
Like,
I have a question. Are they so that you discovered that you're bipolar or whatever? Are they gonna be giving you medicine, or are you gonna take it, or what's the
I was
deal with
on medics. I was on medicine, but I didn't really like the effects because basically it made me really tired, and it made me like a zombie. My ex-girlfriend was like, you became a part of the couch, you know what I mean? Like, and that kind of caused a little bit like the depression to get worse, So I was like,
Yeah.
I was in a funk all the time. I didn't want to do nothing. I lost interest in, like, I didn't do music for like 10 months. So just about like a month ago, I would say, I just started doing music again. And it's like
Yeah.
that lately, that's been my medicine.
Yeah.
Shout out
I say a lot of
cinematic.
times, yeah. Sometimes I feel like music can be medication too.
Yep. And I have a song that I did with my cousin, rest in peace. He's gone now, but he said music is his fuel or his food or whatever. And I took that verse and I was going to put it on a track. I was going to try to make an album with him called Music is My Medicine. And I can't do that anymore because he's not here. But I did make a song, and I put his verse on there. And I think I did call this song Music is My Medicine, or
I did that with
medicinal music.
I did that with a friend of mine. We did a bunch of songs or whatever, and he got killed in a hit and run or whatever.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I put out a tribute album. It kind of messed up, but I put out a tribute album for
Yeah.
him with some of the songs that I did with him.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it sucks losing people, man. I've been there. I got 4 cousins that are gone, 5 cousins actually. He's one of them. But I have 2 that got murdered when I was 18. And one of them was only 18 too. He was just a boy, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't even get a chance to be a man. And got robbed for $17 and shot and killed right in front of my brother and my other cousin. And then that was my best friend. So like that threw me into a really dark spot for a while. Like I did a freestyle diss track like for 48 minutes one time, and I recorded it just dissing on his killer, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that was on my old computer, but it didn't it, like, when computer crashed or something like that, I don't have that song anymore. But
what up? Welcome, Corey Breezy. Welcome,
Corey.
Thank you so much for having me here. It's
so
my pleasure
on
to
this
be.
on this podcast we're talking about mental health and stuff like that.
How's it going, Uncle Tulu?
What up, Uncle Tulu? We got to do that track. Yeah, and so
What's
just
up?
going through the things beat you up in life or whatever, you know what I mean? But some people are like, you got to keep going. Of course you can't quit, you know what I mean? Some people do. That sucks. And I hope there's people out there that want to quit, that get the message, you know what I mean, that we're trying to say mental health matters, you know what I mean? Reach out to somebody if you're going through it, because I've been there too. But I want to say, if you feel like you need it, not all the time family is the right person to reach out to. Not all the time suicide hotline or something is the right person to reach out to either. But sometimes a stranger could change your life. Sometimes you just get online and be like I get online all the time, like, I'm feeling down, man. I don't feel like I'm worth anything, and then strangers will hop in and be like, dude, you're worth it, bro. Stay here with us. And I'll never talk to them again, but I'm like, that one message just boosted me back up,
which is what this podcast is all about, coming on here and getting your feelings out about your mental health or whatever.
Yeah, if there's somebody out there struggling, and you're watching this podcast, man, you matter. Just fucking realize that. Sorry
that
for my
one
language.
message might just save somebody's life.
Yep. And you're important, man. You're here for a reason.
Yeah.
Horrible. It's essentially being trapped in your own
brain,
man, unable to
medicine
control yourself
sometimes
like normal
helps
people can.
But sometimes get into music. Who cares if other people don't like it? Like, there's a lot of people that don't like my music, but then there's a few like you guys, that support me, and it makes it makes it worth throwing it out there, you know. And even it's like spaghetti. You could throw it at the wall. It's not always going to stick. It's not always going to hit home for people. Some people are going to say it's garbage, and don't let that get to you. Just do it anyway. And if you don't like to do
Exactly,
music,
cinematic.
We turned garbage
Exactly.
into positive. Garbage actually means dope or fire, and that's
yeah,
one thing that we did. We were talking about turn the negativity into the positivity, and it's the same thing that we did with We Are the Virus. First,
yeah,
cinematic, and you know, he was the one that came up with the idea, and then we came up to it together. And you know, next thing you know, he had album cover made, and we were already recording the song because he made the had his verse all done and his hook all done and everything. Hi, cinematic.
yeah.
Would you like to come on here too, cinematic?
Come on out if you want to.
I'm sending him a link right now.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
sent him
so
the link too.
so like even if you don't do music, do something, you know. Like you could be not the best at sports. I'm not an athletic guy, you know, but sometimes just going out there, finding a buddy and throwing a football back and forth, and you know, chatting a little bit here and there with somebody, you know. Like it just don't rely on drugs or alcohol. That doesn't
Pull
really
up on,
help it. Trust me
pull up
from
on
my
a
experience.
stranger. Pull up on a stranger on Facebook or something, you know.
Yeah,
Talk
I do
to
that
them.
all the time, you know.
And, like we were talking about too. Your haters, those are actually your fans. They're your biggest fans because your haters love your body.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it
Well,
might make you bang your
My
head.
haters are fans
You got
yeah,
a channel.
and you know,
Yeah.
there has been times where people hated on my music. They're like, "Hey, that was garbage, bro. Don't post that or whatever. Like, take
Cinematic
it
in
down."
the building.
And then they'll hear a different track, and they're like, "That's fire." You know what I mean? So, like I said, not every one of them can work. You
What
know,
up, everybody?
but do your thing.
What up?
What up, cinematic?
Cinematic
What
in
up,
the
What up, bro?
cinematic? Welcome to Take Me Away podcast.
Thank
The
you for
mental
having me.
health
Thank you for having me.
the mental health chat.
Hell yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, this
I like this topic.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean this
We're
is
we're we're,
you
we're gonna be
know it's
talking
one of the
about
most
on
important
the show,
things.
we're gonna be talking about mental health awareness.
Yeah, and one thing,
If I'm
one one
if
thing
I'm
too
to
is it is if you're down, man, like don't stay there. Like it's easy to be like, well, I'm depressed. Let me just, you know, be depressed and not talk to anybody, keep my head down
Yeah.
and recluse or whatever. Like just talk to someone, reach out, like just go for a walk or something. You might bump into like one of your neighbors and they might say, you know, something positive or something, you know, like there's, you don't know how many times I was down and I go to the store, you know, to buy whatever gas or something. And I walk in the store too, instead of just hitting at the pump because I'm like, you know, I'm going to get me something to drink. And then the cashier says, "Hey,
uh,
how's your day doing?" And I'm just,
if
just,
I'm to
just asking
Wait,
somebody how their day is. Like I had a buddy, we used to work a really depressing job. Every morning he would say like, "Good morning, how are you?" And I'm always going to remember that he was asking how I was. He wasn't just like, "Good morning, morning, morning," like everybody else. He's like, "How are you?"
Yeah.
And so that to me, it shows that he cares. You know what I mean? So we barely talk, but that's one of my best friends.
Yeah. Giving up is a lot easier than fighting to get better.
Oh yeah.
but you can't do that, you know, like
Exactly.
exactly.
if I'm
You
to
may
input on what you just said, you know, like building your mental health has to do with a whole lot about you, you know, things you listen to, things you comply into, words you say, words of affirmation you say to yourself every day, what gets you going, what keeps the fire up, and if I'm to apply that for me as an artist too, most times I try to, let's say, sieve a whole lot, because there's a whole lot there that you can take in. Some might be things that can, make you feel so negative about yourself. Probably you saying, the wrong words to yourself, like I'm always broke. People always use me. I don't have the best of advice, best of friends. So there's a change to that sometimes because most times I use the music as a point of connection to myself. I could remember, like say earlier last year, I was in a very difficult place because I could not even record a track, and optimistically I was involved in a friend with a friend, and he just invited me to his apartment. Luckily enough, he just have a mini studio, and there was a sound, and the only thing that came to my mind on the beat was just something I can say positively about myself, and something that can just get me from where I am to where I ought to be. So I can say it gave back to a track titled "Gotta Go." Very simple track. Is a track that just speak a whole lot about what I feel like. Like I just gotta go to a place. I have peace of mind, and I can do what I like. I don't have any worries. I don't have any trouble. And
Eh,
the friend of mine as a producer was like, "Wow, this song is dope. The song is very very nice. It's
yeah,
actually a very good song."
and those are the type of songs that people can feel and relate to. Tracks that you may put out
Absolutely.
that may be about you, but other people can relate to that type of track.
Yeah. And I can relate to what Corey said too, because it reminds me of what Bruce Lee said, like words are spells, that's why I call it spelling. Like, be careful how you talk about yourself because your mind is always listening. So when you start putting yourself down,
Yeah.
that becomes your reality. You know what I mean? So that, and manifestation is real, especially in music. Like when you start talking about stuff like, and I don't know, it could be a coincidence. It could be, me overthinking it, but when I was younger and I first started rapping, I was talking about killing people a lot. And then, my cousins got killed and I kind of quit that. But,
I did too.
you don't know how
You
many
know,
times people
one
talk
of the
about,
biggest things is surrounding yourself with the type of energy that you're looking for.
yeah, exactly.
It's not always
Absolutely.
so easy to love yourself, but if you surround your people who give off that type of energy, you start to incorporate that more into your life. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, so if you surround yourself with people who have a positive outlook at you, even if you don't like yourself, you will eventually start to love yourself and learn how to live with the things that you deal with.
yep.
It is
But
one too
it's just
rarely
that it's just
discussed
that
as a
it's just
serious
that
mental health
if I wanna
condition,
if I wanna put in something to
and
that,
seldom do
not
we take the time
everybody
to
get
uncover.
lucky. Not everybody get lucky meeting the right people. Sometimes in the journey of life, before you can even get to meet
Hmm?
something real, you will have passed through, let's say, fake, multiple times. And if you're not resilient enough, if you don't have a strong affirmation of your definition, like you don't define yourself to some extent, you might be gone astray, because these things will come around and you won't be able to decipher that, is this what I want? Because you have a lot of bad companies,
Yeah,
bad friends that can just tell you
yeah.
things, let's do this, let's do that. But it
The
boils
one
down on
person you
you
can't
first.
give up on is yourself. That's
It's
the one
yourself.
thing.
Yeah,
You can't give
yeah.
up on yourself. No matter how hard things get, no matter how down you get, you can't give up on yourself, because the second you give up on yourself, that's when you have nothing left to live for.
Yeah. And,
Absolutely.
it's easier said than done sometimes, and people could get into a funk. I've been there. I was in a funk for a couple of months and I gave up on
Yeah,
myself, but you can, even when you do, you can get out of it. You could just
yeah,
change your mindset, and like you said,
Find
surround yourself with better people. It
find
was mainly
something.
when I was by myself getting in my own head, but now I moved in with family and all that. It's a little bit different, but also
Yeah,
on that note, you are what you eat. But that the saying that they say, it isn't just for
yeah,
food. Like, it's not like, oh, you eat pork, you're gonna become fat or something. No, it also, to me, it's you are what you consume, whether that's eating,
yeah,
reading, watching something on TV, what you surround yourself with. Like Cinematic said, it's not just people. So like, if you are watching negative stuff all the time, if you talk about broke all the time, and you hang, like they say, you hang around with 5 bums, you're going to be the 6th. You hang around 5 millionaires, you're going to be the 6th. In a
Yeah.
sense,
Yeah,
So
Fact.
absolutely.
so
I just
so
want to be practical about this because being practical is all I really like to do because when you say you want to surround yourself with the right people, and you're always meeting the wrong people, there is something off, and it's not like you don't know what you want, but that's just what you get for now. I can say, like cinematic said, the first thing when you try to build your mind to some extent whereby you now attract your likes energy because
Yep.
it is what you give sometimes you get, and when you watch bad stuff all the time, your mind is just developed in that way, and everything people the kind of conversation you'll be having with most people is going to be about bad stuffs, things that are not working.
Yep.
But sometimes when you've already worked on yourself, your mental state, you build it to some extent that music helps, though not, but not
Yeah.
everybody is actually musically
And
inclined,
and and and
Yeah.
that's facts. And the right people are always out there. It sometimes it takes a while to find them. And when it
Yeah,
yeah,
comes to your
absolutely.
music,
Yeah.
like when it comes to music, like I've always lived by like I don't give two shits what anyone thinks about my music. I'm lucky enough to have a fan base that enjoys my music, but it wasn't always like that. But I
Yeah.
always enjoyed the music that I played, and I always kept it in my mind knowing there's going to be people out there who come to love my music no matter what. Haters are going
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
hate and lovers are going to love no matter what. It's
But,
yin and yang.
and you may have a type of a song that someone likes, the particular song that someone likes, but someone else may hate that song. You can't
Yes.
please everybody. You can't please everybody, and always take the negative and try to turn it into positive, some way of shape, form.
All life is yin
Exactly.
and yang. There's always that you can't have darkness without light. So
Yeah.
there's gonna be a hater for every person that loves, no
And
matter what.
And it helps you too, though, because
I have
like
a
I
song.
was saying before, the haters are your watchers. Those are your biggest fans. So it's good to have haters. People
Yeah,
may
and
not
I
like
just
to
told my
have
boy the
haters,
other day, like
but it's good.
don't worry about people hating, man. Like, don't get
Right.
mad that people are hating on you because the reason they're hating on you is because you're doing something that they want to be
Exactly.
doing or doing something better
Exactly.
than they're doing it. Just because
Yeah.
your light is shining brighter doesn't mean you got to stoop down to their level just because they hate on it. It's
Right.
it's 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 genetic. It's just something that people are born with, in my
And
eyes.
I like to say, I like to put it out there that I don't have no teeth, and people may make fun of me for that. But I actually wrote a song called "Toothless Rapper" where I took it and flipped it on just because I
See,
don't
and
got
There's
no
that's
teeth.
nothing
awesome.
wrong with that.
That's what I'm saying.
It-
Finding a way to flip it around on them, that's what you
Yep.
got to do.
And I would say, just because
My
I don't got
brother's
no
gonna come
teeth,
on.
Oh no,
just
you
because I
go.
don't got
Oh
no teeth.
I gotta
shit,
dip out, y'all.
Okay, okay,
All right,
peace out.
Apocalypse.
All right,
Joe,
Good
I'm
to
gonna hit
have
you
you,
up
brother.
later, bro.
Okay,
All right.
Thank
see you
you for
guys later.
coming on.
All right,
Just,
later.
just because I ain't got no teeth doesn't mean I can't rap, or I
No,
can't
not at
eat.
all.
And I've
Exactly.
had certain people tell me, oh, just because you ain't got no teeth, you can't eat certain foods, like some hard foods or whatever. And I just shrug it off, like, just because I ain't got no teeth doesn't mean I can't eat,
Bro,
that.
I've
Right.
seen people with no eyes make some of the best songs that I've ever heard in my life. Like
Well,
Yep.
it
that's what I'm
just
saying.
because you're missing something doesn't mean you're missing out.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
saying. Like I try to turn it on them,
Yeah.
And they always say that you get another sense too. Like let's say, um, not to say it in a bad way, but what is it called when somebody can't see? Because I don't want to be disrespectful or nothing. Because
When somebody
um,
can't what?
when they can't see, vision impaired.
Yeah, vision
Invisible.
impaired. Visually
Vision
Okay,
Okay,
impaired.
impaired, yeah.
They say
Yeah.
they are some of the smartest people, and just like people with one arm or one leg, like these people can do more than a lot of other people because they got a
Absolutely,
superpower.
you're right.
Yeah, you gain an extra sense in sort of a way. Like I've heard
Yeah,
stories of blind people who are able to see, but kind of in like a way of like echolocation, sort of, you know what I mean? Like, so like just
Yeah,
because you don't have that sense or you're
tunnel
missing that
vision.
part of yourself
You see
doesn't
with your
mean
mind. You see with
exactly,
your
exactly.
you see with your mind.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
that's
brain is
powerful.
actually limitless to a whole lot of abilities that even the human mind cannot tell. Sometimes it's just extraordinary when you are missing out some abilities that you ought to have, probably your vision impaired. There's a way your brain develops a kind of adaptation whereby you can actually you know do something that a normal person that has sight
Yeah,
can do. you
yeah,
know you can just think ahead. You can have, like my brother said, echo sensing. You can use your mind to to feel the environment around you, and yeah, like, 2 step ahead.
yeah.
So sometimes some like, let's say, some impairment we have sometimes turns to a great ability in the long run. And I have to say, all these two has to do with that person, how resilient you are in being the right person you want to be, because there is a whole lot of hard work inside you too, because you need to keep living, you need to keep developing, you need to keep growing. Life's about growth, in a
Gotta
way.
believe in you, man. Gotta
Yeah,
Gotta
believing
believe
in
gotta
in
you.
you.
believe in yourself.
If
Yeah.
I always tell people, if you believe it, it will happen. If you don't believe it, it will never
Yep.
happen.
That's what I always say. Like when you're on a plane, if you think you're gonna crash and you keep saying this plane's gonna crash, this plane's gonna crash, you're bringing negativity.
It's
I mean, that goes with
manifestation, bro. It's
anything.
that's what
Exactly.
manifestation is. If you manifest
Yep.
nothing but negativity, that's all you're gonna
Then
see
you're
in your
only gonna
life.
get is
The
What have you
negativity.
universe
gained from
listens,
having
man.
therapy? And
We're
she
all
said,
one
it has
consciousness.
lifted
The
my
universe listens,
self-imposed limits.
and when you put positivity out into the universe is gonna give you positivity back.
Exactly.
Exactly. I agree 100% on that.
It's so nice to be here, but right here in Nigeria, it's very, very late. So I think I should call it enough for myself. But big shout out to everyone
It was
of
good
this
talking to you, Corey.
Yeah.
A
Good
major
talking to
shout
you.
out to you,
Absolutely.
Corey PZ. It was
Come on
awesome to have you
anytime.
on here.
We're gonna try to do this every Monday at 4 o'clock
And thank you for
Central
coming
Standard
on.
Time.
Truly
Four
appreciate it.
4 o'clock
It's
Central
my
Standard
pleasure.
Time.
Yeah, that's 4
Bless up.
o'clock
Stay positive, stay safe.
CST.
Absolutely.
Yes, stay
Absolutely.
safe.
It
Well
Have
is
a
said.
all
great
too
night.
rarely discussed as a serious mental health condition, and seldom do we take the time to uncover and fully understand its fundamental root causes.
Yeah, so you want to
Exactly.
elaborate on that? What it
I
just
didn't get
said?
I didn't get to hear it.
Play it again, doctor. Mental health.
It is all
What
Like
did
a
too
you
rarely
say?
mental
discussed
error.
as a serious mental health condition, and seldom do we take the time to uncover and fully understand its fundamental root causes.
What is a serious mental health condition?
It is all too rarely discussed
The
as a
beginning of
serious
it's
mental
what I'm
health
missing.
condition, and seldom do we take the
I missed
time
it
to
again.
uncover and fully
I can't really understand.
understand its fundamental root
It's
causes.
fundamental.
What have you gained from having therapy? And she said, it has lifted my self-imposed limits. It is all too rarely discussed as a serious mental health condition, and seldom do we take the time to uncover and fully understand its fundamental root causes.
I'm
It's
I'm I'm
Dr.
not
Mental Health Error.
Yeah,
I'm not catching what the condition is she's talking about.
Me neither. Yeah, I'm not sure. Bless you. Bless you again. Bless you again.
God bless
Must be doctor mental error or something.
Doctor mental error. That's its name. That's
That's the mental
we
health
are.
condition.
It's we are you know who's cousin, right?
Yeah.
We are Aries cousins.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that.
Oh, don't say his name. What are you, crazy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's crazy. Last time he said that he got hat. Take a deep breath. Here's M-Dub. This is my brother. Go ahead and give him a round of applause.
What up, Mikey?
What up, Mikey? Welcome.
I was listening to
Welcome to
good stuff.
Yeah, welcome to the Take Me Away podcast, where we talk about mental awareness.
We can actually get we could get in the deep discussion now that Mikey's here. Mikey knows what I went through when I was younger. I was psycho. I beat him in his sleep with a crowbar.
Yeah, you were a wild child.
I mean, I was actually somebody that could have ended up going on a killing spree when I was younger, right?
Yeah, you could have ended up a lot worse than you did.
Yeah, and I took and I channeled it and turned it into positive energy.
Yeah.
Into positivity.
And that's what I'm talking about with the universe, man. The universe always listens. So it's all about how you speak to it.
Right, exactly.
What?
So Mikey, tell us some of the. Tell us about what you experienced, like when he was doing some of this stuff. What were you thinking? What was your mental status when he was going through some of this stuff?
In my leg, bro. He stabbed me. He hit me when I was sleeping with a crowbar. Yeah, that kid was crazy. He always ripped my posters. I used to always tell people.
I'm sorry, bro.
How did it make you feel? How did it make you feel, though? That's what
I tried to kill him with a knife.
It makes me pissed off. Like I want to punch him in his head.
What up, Razor?
But yo, I smoke weed. I calm down.
Yeah. Once he got me to smoke when I was young, I was 15 years old. That calmed me down. But then I thought I had to rely on it. And I thought that's what I needed to calm down. And I didn't realize that it was all in my head. And so whenever I didn't have it, I would flip out and things would get a lot more worse because I would rely on it.
Oh, yeah,
it was like my medicine because Ritalin didn't work, Wellbutrin didn't work, Concerta didn't work.
You kind of turned into an alcoholic too when we were like kind of younger. Yeah, when we were like 20s. Bad, bro. Like I was alcoholic.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Well, I mean, everything
as sucky as it is, drugs aren't the answer, man. As good as they feel.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
They're not an answer.
Drugs ain't an answer if you ever feel like you're getting too deep into alcohol or drug, some kind of drug or something, you know.
But I mean, even prescription drugs, like over-the-counter drugs given to you by the doctor and stuff, like that stuff's not always the answer either.
Yeah.
A lot of it is just is being able to figure out yourself and figuring out how to fix yourself without the need of a crutch.
Yeah. And I was
it's one of the hardest things to do, but if you're able to do that, it is your life is so much better off rather than having to rely on prescription medicine or marijuana or anything like that.
I was just going to say, if you get to that point, reach out to someone, anybody, you know, talk to someone, you know, whether it be a stranger or be, you know, a family member. And I don't always mean your actual blood family. You know, you could have the closest friend who's more of a family than your actual family.
Yeah,
Because
help
yeah,
help is always out there, man. All you got to do is ask. You'll find it'll find you eventually.
just don't let it build up. That's one of the most important things. Don't let it build up. If you gotta talk
Yeah,
to your
yeah. Always,
cat about what's going on, you gotta
yeah.
get
Talk
it
to your
off
cat.
the chest.
Talk to your cat.
Hey,
Talk to
guys.
your dog. Whatever.
Chris.
As much as it may seem strange to talk to animals, it can help.
Nah, it
My
really
cat's my
can. It
son.
really can. Just
My
talking in
cat.
general, even just talking to yourself can help. I mean, that's how I got started in music. Was I started writing and talking to my pages like they were my therapist. And
Yeah.
then when I finally started seeing a real therapist, she told me to keep doing it because at least I'm getting it out and on the paper or into the
Right.
mic rather than acting on the things that I'm thinking about.
Yeah, that's what I love
Yeah.
about being a musician. It's strange. It's
Great.
therapy. Like you said, it's therapy without seeing a therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Music is definitely therapeutic.
Yeah.
100%.
Everybody says that too.
ADHD is freaking
Yeah.
horrible. It's essentially being trapped in your own brain, unable to control yourself like normal people can.
Yeah.
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 Now,
I
I
I
know
have
that
always
there's
wanted.
I know there's mental disabilities out there that people cannot control and can't find the ability to control it. And God bless all of them because I couldn't imagine not having control over myself.
that's how I
Yeah,
thought I
So
was. You know what
I,
I mean? I
I,
was brainwashed.
I experience, at certain times because I'm with someone who goes through at certain times goes through that and can't really, manage it at that time. But that doesn't stop me from loving her any less than what I do.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Oh wait, is that
yep.
pre?
Yeah. And so one of the things when I was a kid, I was traumatized. And so
Oh, I
I
didn't.
actually believed this until I was 15. I always thought Chucky was going to kill me in my sleep because
But yeah, we
my
used to have to tell him
parents
not real.
and everybody, they would tell me that Chucky's going to get me and kill me in my sleep. And so I was traumatized until I was 15 years old.
Bro, how
And
are
I'm
crazy,
still actually scared of dolls to this day, but not Chucky. I'm not scared of Chucky anymore. But I mean, dolls could get haunted. And that was a part of being traumatized. Like it really messes you up.
Look, let's
Going
just put it out there. Dolls are fucking freaky. All right,
Yeah.
especially the ones with
straight
no
up,
eyes.
they're freaky as hell.
Yeah, especially the dolls with no
Yeah,
eyes. Doesn't our kids have a doll with no eyes? And I put that thing
Yo,
up.
I got a life-size Chucky doll at my house because of my daughter. She's obsessed
They
with them.
did. One of the eyes was
there.
missing or something. I mean, I watch Chucky now, but I was scared of Chucky.
Yo,
Like,
Gemma has a life-size Chucky doll.
wow.
oh wow, that's crazy.
Yo, my kid
Yeah,
looks like Chucky.
you could ask Mikey. Like, what would happen if somebody said Chucky around me, Mikey? Tell him.
You want me to show him?
Yeah. Tell him what would happen when someone said Chucky around me. Hold on for a minute, Doctor. Mental error.
Oh yeah. My kid looks like Chucky though. I was gonna say. He does. He walks like him too.
These end up getting.
Okay.
What would happen when someone said Chucky around me, Mikey?
Sure.
Oh, he freaked out and like just wipe out the whole table or like anything, like all knickknacks and stuff. Dude, he would go crazy. Nuts. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, I would tear the whole house apart. I would
You would-
smash everything.
Used to break my
Everything
video.
around me. I would break his
Yo,
video
I got a
games.
question.
Oh,
So, how do each one of you deal with depression?
Now you just gotta channel it into a positive way. And just know you are here for a better reason. You are here because you wanna make the world great again. And
I like to deal with it by I like to
here
deal
for
with
your
it by
family.
trying to write about my what I'm going through at a certain time, so that people can relate to it and
Mhm.
get it off my chest.
Yeah, yeah.
or just listen to music. Just listen to certain types of music. And get it out, get it away. So I'm not.
Right.
Well, see, because
Feeling angry.
I've been battling depression for the better part of a year and a half now, and I mean I've tried everything I could think of to try to get myself completely out of it. I've written countless songs about it. I've talked to people about it. I've done everything that I could possibly think of. I try to live more positive and push more positivity into my life and everything, and
I didn't get to say
it
it, but
it just doesn't
It's
want to
just,
go away.
I know how you feel. Like when I was
Yeah.
younger and stuff, I was in that stage. It's something like willpower, like wanting to quit cigarettes. You know what I mean? You're gonna want it, and just really go for it. It's hard. It's really hard. Just like quitting cigarettes, it's really hard. But
I'd like to know what
it's something you
like
really
what
gotta
is it that
go
what
for.
is it that's causing the depression for you? That's what I'd like to know.
See that's where it gets confusing for me because tend to live a good life. I mean, I have my own problems. I mean, like everybody does,
Yeah.
but nothing that
well,
nothing that I can't see myself being able to conquer. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a leech that is stuck to your neck and won't let go for me. It's not that it's one thing that's specifically affecting me negatively. It's more of a feeling that just refuses to leave.
introduce
Yeah,
yourself.
just
Huh.
talking about it helps too. Instead of just letting it build up, because then it gets more worse and worse and worse. And
Yeah.
I definitely
Which is
understand.
why like I said, which is why I created this podcast where people to come on and talk about, what they may go through at certain times in their life or whatever, they may be dealing with just to get it out there, try
Hi,
to get it off their
Cassandra.
chest.
How
Try
you
to get it
feeling?
Chris,
off their
you know
chest.
when it started, Chris? It mainly started after Kwan's death.
Oh, I'm
But
so sorry,
I've
brother.
but I also have come to terms with everything about that. Like
Yeah.
I've I've written letters to Kwan. I've spoken to Kwan in the afterlife, and like I've addressed all my feelings that I had about his death and how things could have been and shit like that, and blaming myself for it and everything. Like I've already addressed all of that, but that's when it started. But now I feel like I'm past the feeling that I had when he died, but the depressive part of it is what has latched on to me. Everything else I've already succeeded in getting myself out of all of that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, what you got to do is just try to focus on other things. You know what I mean? I know you play video games sometimes. That's what you got to do is try to not think about stuff and put your mind on something else and start playing more video games and just really try to channel your energy into something else.
Welcome there.
I know it can be really hard.
Thank you.
How you doing today?
That's Mikey's wife, Cassandra.
Well,
Hi.
hi,
I think
Mike.
Cassandra's got something she wants to say.
I'm
Yo,
sorry. I was
go
listening to
ahead.
you all talk kind of for a while, and I have some friends that are hard of hearing and deaf, and you guys were like all hitting a lot of points. And like they kind of do go off of the vibrations. I've been in a car with all hard of hearing and deaf people, and they're just like us. They want to drive. I mean, they want to go and have fun. They want to hang out with friends. They want to date.
Right, they're still human.
Right. And and we all have, yes, and I can relate to, I don't know what everyone's names are. The last
Midwest kid.
I'm cinematic.
Cinematic, Ninja,
uh,
Midwest Kid, and Cedar Digital Building Creator.
okay, nice to meet everybody.
I'm C.
Okay, tell everybody my story. Look, I won't hog it up though. The time though. Nice to meet everybody.
Oh,
Thank you.
you're good.
You're good. You're good.
Thank
That's
you.
what we created this
Nice
show.
to meet you. Nice to meet you. I'm kidding.
I know. The new me, right? Joker Barbie. Okay. So I'm the one that you guys were kind of sending positive vibes, prayers, all that stuff. And the status that Chris kind of asked for, Michael asked for. And I was thanking you guys. I got stitches in my face. I have MS, multiple sclerosis, and I kind of lost my balance. I was, taking a shower and I lost my balance.
Well, we'll pray about that. We're sorry to hear that. But we
Yeah.
don't frown upon anybody for anything in this chat room
Thank
or
you.
this podcast.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I've got some stitches I still left in my face, but some of them are out. But I think that it's just gonna help me like grow and kind of give me more of
Make you
a
stronger.
make me stronger. I've been through a lot. I've also battled my own issues with addiction, and for example, I'm on Xanax for PTSD. Michael and I lost a child a while back, and then we were.
My condolences.
Thank you.
Yeah, my condolences.
We were graciously given, granted the ability to have another one, and we had our son, Micah, and I think he's having a really hard time. I mean, I'm not afraid to show myself. I'm not. Look at my hair is very short. It's less than 2 inches. I mean, it is what it is. Like,
Yeah, it should be like I said. We don't
Hey,
frown
do
upon
you look
anybody.
in the mirror and tell yourself that you're beautiful?
Not like that, but I mean,
Do you want to tell
You
them
you you
about like
you you
what?
get what I'm saying though. Like as long as you can say you're beautiful to yourself, it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks.
Exactly. Like I said, this is what I created this podcast for people to come on and talk about, some of the mental health issues that they may be going through.
one. Sorry.
You want to tell them what they did to you, Cassandra? Did you want to talk about that?
Sorry, 1 second. Our camera's saying that there's a person in front of it. Camera one.
Okay.
Yeah, I already told them. Camera one, it says person. I didn't know if it was the front one. Here, I'll give you my phone. Sorry. Ever since this has happened, things have been very strange for us. PTSD. I'm kind of driving poor Mikey a little batty because, I mean, this is huge. I think our son's kind of also suffering from it. And long story short, I was not supposed to make it out of that. Let's just put it that way. You guys, I'm sure, can probably, for the most part, kind of like do the math on that because there's certain things I can't say. Given
I
our,
understand.
yeah, we've had a lot of stop breaks, like things like that. We're not. See, I get a little PTSD just trying to talk. Like I said, person, detector, and camera on twice. I did it. Vehicles now. Do you see the person on there? Did you see? See, I'm like, it's just a neighbor. It's the neighbor. Okay, well, whichever camera. I don't know what camera one. And also, like we were saying, about the drug thing. Like I said, even the prescription ones that are prescribed, prazolam, for example, they did a test on me today, and because I had nothing tied. I'm like, sure, I'll give you one, So I gave him one, but on the alprazolam, it barely showed up, and I said, I give you permission to go ahead and mark that down because I told you guys I have nothing to hide, and it's for PTSD, and now I really have PTSD. I said, but are you sure it's okay to tell you? Because the other people that I've been calling have been kind of like, like where I'm not supposed to, say much. So, and then the other stuff is like, do you feel like hurting yourself? Do you feel like hurting anyone else? And I'm like, no, I don't feel like hurting myself. I say it out loud every day. That's why this is something good that I want to kind of partake in even more so. Because I do fear for my life and I fear for the ones that I love most,
Yeah.
I mean, I basically looked the doctor in the eye and I said, this is not my time to go. It's not my time to go. And, I said, I'll get up on the bed as long as you let me call my husband and my son, please, and I will cooperate. And this is in the ER because I was already discharged. And when I went to go to be discharged, they were like, there's your cab. And I just had this bad feeling, and it was parked down further. And they're like, go ahead, go ahead. It was like all the security guards watching, and I'm like, oh no, like seen some and heard some bad experiences. And there's a lot of trafficking that happens in upstate New York. So I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Plus my memories that I do have, I can't even talk about that. There's no way. You hear the trucks, babe? No, like we've been like had some Big Mac trucks and stuff right behind us, and no, just a lot of stuff that's very eerie. I lost a couple of my teeth too. One did come out naturally from like having our second son. But long story, I just want to kind of try to cram everything in that I can. I'm sorry, guys. Tell me,
No,
please.
you're good.
Somebody stop
No,
me.
you're good.
Like I don't.
You're good.
Okay, I want somebody to go like this or like stop if I'm overwhelming someone, just because I felt your pain when you were talking about, was it your friend that passed away and you ended up writing?
Yeah.
Okay, I could feel that. It was like choking stuff down. Matter of fact, that's kind of like how I got, into trouble myself. Was I was kind of used basically. I mean, at the end of the day, we all make our own decisions. But when you're hurting
Yeah.
so badly, I could be like, "Hey, bro, you want to make some money? Want to make some pocket? Right after." And you're gonna be so hurt. They'd be like, "F it, yeah, I do actually. I'm struggling right now. I just got fired from
Yeah.
a job, or I just lost my kid, whatever it may be." And they're like, "All right, come on, we'll take you because you don't do this drug, right? No, okay, perfect. We can use you then." And you end up being good at it, right? And then they're like, "Yeah, we'll hold on to this person, this girl, this guy, and that's what works." And anyways,
That's why being educated is,
yes,
and not so much school education, but being educated
in
on
this field,
everyday things is very
right?
important.
Exactly.
Yeah. I too have someone that I've had someone that passed away. I actually went and created a whole album from tracks that I wrote about him, and dedicated the album to him.
That's beautiful. That's really important to, like you guys are talking about, to get to get it off your chest however you can. For this, just drawing like that used to be my thing, but I'm surprised
Yeah,
they can.
drawing,
Guys,
whatever,
just so you guys
whatever.
know, I was put in a coma. I thought I fell into one, but no. My mom and Michael, they told me that they had called them because they're both on my contact list, emergency, and they were told that I, first of all, which is I don't have no recollection of this at all, but no memory, but that I was combative and fought and was like being ugly. Now I will admit where I'm wrong. I did get combative as far as my mouth, like cussing and stuff, and get like having to yell. I got very like in your face about stuff because it was malpractice. Like I didn't feel like my needs were being met. Can you imagine having a loved one or yourself in a hospital and you're like,
Yep.
I've already said I'm in
Yeah,
I can absolutely imagine it. I've dealt with it with family members.
okay, so
yeah.
then
I actually my other half who goes
all right,
through
Malpractice is very
malpractice
real.
at its
yeah,
finest, right?
but
And it's mhm.
my other half goes through mental health or whatever, and there's a certain time where she was going through stuff and crying for help or whatever and not getting the help that she needed, which is why I wrote a song called "Crying for Help."
Oh my
You know
gosh, that
that
pulled down my heart. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's really beautiful. She probably loves it too. That probably really. I have to listen to it sometime. Michael will have
yeah,
to show.
you can find it on you can find it pretty much anywhere on YouTube, Spotify,
Okay,
iHeartRadio,
I
whatever.
like watching.
It's crying. It's crying. The number 4 help for help.
Crying number 4. Is there a pen or
Yeah,
something? Write that down. Crying for help. Crying for help.
yeah, not the word, the
Okay,
number
the number
for
4.
help.
Okay,
Yeah, okay.
good to know. Okay, crying for help. Okay, all right. I'm gonna write that down, and so yeah, just so you guys know, like this, just I know that. See, you guys can judge me right now. I probably look really, for the most part, you would never think that I was like shouldn't be here right now, right? I know my mouth looks crazy, but that's because they had to do what they had to do. They did a pretty good job on it. I'll give them that much. I think I'm supposed to get
I
2 months,
don't even notice anything
but
Yeah,
yeah,
we
really.
don't, and like I said, we don't frown upon.
until
You
you
can.
just now pointed it out. I didn't notice anything.
So And
Just like when people see me, they don't notice that I don't have no teeth until I point it out, that I don't have no teeth.
Yeah,
But
unless
that
they
doesn't stop me.
the outer body, we're more than that. It's the soul. Matter of fact, last night was the craziest thing. I'll have to show you. I'll have to submit like a picture to I don't know, on Chris's page. That way you guys can all maybe look or something. It's the weirdest thing. Or maybe I can try to drop it in this at some point. But will this stay up like long term, like on the page or on the group thing? Guys?
I would imagine so.
Did the video stay on like this thing that we're doing? Yeah.
Oh yeah. After they end the podcast, the video will stay up on the page.
Okay. Because what the point is that Michael
On
was
YouTube.
and there was 3 shadows, and I'm like, Mike, there's 3 shadows. I mean, so
I'm
crazy.
showing the podcast right now.
Scary. It was so
Okay.
creepy. You guys will have to see it. Very creepy, but
Alright.
but it was okay because it shows that I mean I told Michael it's our souls, kind of if you could see it, so to speak. Because ask a doctor. I dare everybody to ask their doctor what is our shadow? Like what field is that up? Like I get that this is the material and physical plane, right? That we're on right now, that we can touch our body, we can touch this hat, we can touch the phone. What about
I've experienced ghosts myself, so I believe in ghosts, so.
well, it's paranormal see what I'm saying? I'm having a hard time talking. So basically, long story short, I had to learn how to do everything again. I'm drinking, for example, these things, and I lost so much weight. Like I came out 105 pounds. The best weight. These things here and short. I got a box of them, guys. You ready? Ready for this part? I don't know where they're from. So scary. I have no clue where they're from. And yeah, Michael just said that was creepy. Yeah, because they're not good. They're not good. I tried refrigerating them. I tried drinking them. I drank like one and it tasted good, so I thought they were all good. And they're very expensive though. That should have been my first sign, but I don't know. The fact that it wasn't good is scary. Like I don't know if they just want me to be paranoid to like cause me and Michael to break up, or for me to take myself out. Like let's drive her nuts to the point that
If any relationship is stronger, no matter what, they'll never break it up. You got to.
You're right.
But whether they try it or not, if you got
Yeah, that's what they try to do.
Yeah. That song that you did too, Chris, was really good. And you guys, I do. Oh, by the way, like that's why I recorded that one little snippet of me where I'm walking. Because look I can walk pretty good. I mean, I have been using this thing years, and you might think I'm nuts, but it is what it is. Where's the stick, babe? It's like a stick gardening.
Congratulations that you're doing your thing, and saying positive.
Yeah, to try to.
You got good support there with your husband or whatever, so.
Yeah, this thing. He's like, here you go. It's for like flowers in the gardens usually, and I had gotten it.
Hey, it works.
It does.
Well, listen, I got to get going. Thank you guys for having me on here. Thank you for coming
Thank
on
you
and
so
telling your
much
story
for
to us.
coming on.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for the invite.
Like I said, we're gonna try to do this every Monday.
Thank you for live streaming it too to your YouTube, brother. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, and I will definitely be back on one of these next episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to meet you. Thank you for sharing your personal hard situations.
Thank you for coming on and telling everybody your story. It's
you
amazing
for
that
coming
you're
on.
still fighting.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stay positive.
All right, Chris.
Like the bottom of the screen says, mental health.
All right, much
mental
love,
health
brother.
matters.
Have a good night.
Much love.
Much love.
Yeah, to go. I think. Yeah.
Mental health matters.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to head out to the ninja camp too to get some grub.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys can talk.
yeah.
I don't like take all the conversation. I feel bad. Somebody else can talk. I don't want to monopolize.
It's all good. It's all good. That's what we got this show for people to come on and tell their stories about their mental health or whatever, to get it off or whatever, That's why I created that. That's why I created the Take Me Away podcast,
Oh, okay. Is that what we're on? Is Take Me? Okay.
Take
Yeah,
Me
Take Me
Away.
Away.
Yeah.
Take Me Away podcast.
Okay, okay. Makes sense.
The
All right.
mental,
And
yeah, the mental health chat, podcast.
okay, it's a mental health chat.
We're talking about mental health or whatever, some of the situations that you go through, like you're going through, to
Yeah, they
help people get it out there, to help other people that may be going through the similar situation that you're going through, or if I'm going through, or whoever else is on this, what they're going through. Someone else may be
Yeah.
going through the same situation as them, to help them, to get it out there, because
I-
I believe that it needs to be addressed, because I feel like it's not being talked about enough, in this world.
Right. And whether they know it or not, everybody goes through mental health.
right.
I'm not sure what happened to him. Let
I
me
know.
add him back to the
What
stage.
happens?
There you go.
So,
I don't know. I think you unadded yourself by accident.
some people go through it more than other people, so
Yeah.
that's why, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, most definitely.
But we all go through some kind of mental depression, or some kind of mental,
Mm-hmm.
awareness thing or something. But like I said, some people go through it more than others or whatever.
Sure, or their situation, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to try to get it out there, and talk about some of the things, like tell them, that to talk to someone, or find some kind of something that helps you, like drawing or writing, or
Right.
just talking to a stranger on Facebook or something about the situation. you know
Mm-hmm.
that like I said, that's why I got this podcast,
Getting it off your
for other
chest.
people, to get it
Very,
off your chest or whatever.
Yeah.
very helpful. Thank you. This is
Start cleaning off that freezer. I'm gonna try to get the Roku on my phone to work to turn that
So,
TV off.
so we're gonna have this podcast. We're gonna try to do every Monday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time.
So that will be 5 p.m. Eastern time.
okay. Yep. Our time, yeah, 5 p.m. Every Monday, yes.
Yeah, every Monday we're gonna do it. We're gonna try to do it every Monday, unless something comes up with, if I have an appointment, or my other half has an appointment or something. But other
Right.
than that, we're gonna try to do it every Monday at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. Okay. I'm writing it down right now. Okay. Every Monday. Okay, Monday. Eastern Standard Time. Okay. And this is the mental health, right? Mental, because I know Chris has a bunch of different.
Take me away podcast.
Oh.
Sponsored by Worldwide Collaboration.
Yeah, sponsored by Worldwide Collaboration.
Wait. Okay. That's okay. Listen.
No, the name is Take Me Away Podcast. I was just saying
the name is Take Me Away Podcast.
Yeah.
I will not Take Me Away. Boy. Well, your brother knows. He tries to always get, the clout. Just kidding. But yeah, no, and it feels good to know that there's people that will be checking in on me and your brother and the baby, to make sure that nothing's gonna happen to us. We like having that extra reassurance and that support,
Yeah.
But I saw
Yeah.
that one person
Be
had
positive.
it was like maybe I should do that. I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to come on anytime when we're
I have
on.
You want to come on?
What was it?
I said you're more than welcome to come. Oh, he was talking to
Heather.
someone. Heather.
I don't know. Are the kids? I don't know. Baby, you want to ask, or you want to say something for a second? No, I'm good. Oh, he's listening, Chris. I know. Why? See, Mike is over here cooking well in the what is it? What's that oven called?
What up, Heather?
Oh, air fryer. Yeah.
Come on if you want to come on.
Oh, we had an air fryer. I don't even think it lasted a year. We spent like $300 on it, and it burned out.
Oh no, jeez. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even think we had it for a year. I think we only had it for like 3 months or something like that.
Get this, please. I can't get this. Please, when you get a chance. I can't get this.
We
No,
used to use the air fryer a lot.
you know me with this.
Oh, we don't use it a lot, but
The charger, I can't get it started, babe. Sorry.
what charger?
This is the thing. Is this it, Chris? Is this the same one?
I'm gonna be right back, Chris. Okay. Chris, I'm gonna be right back.
Okay, brother.
What? Okay.
Yeah, I can't really
right
tell. Ours was different. Yeah, we
Yeah.
had a different one. I think we had a smaller one. Ours
Oh,
was like an all-in-one, and
okay.
we had a metal basket too.
That's
You
what I
could
need.
put in there.
Put a charger
You
in
could
here.
you could literally cook, basically anything: pizza, chicken wings, chicken
that's cool.
fries.
I got it on
yeah.
the floor and it broke because it was on the floor and the door broke. Somebody
Oh
broke
wow.
it.
Yeah, that ain't good.
The real small room. You got crushed or something. You want some of
Yeah,
these?
so we will be going live every Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Take Me Away podcast.
Okay, that's good to know. Oh, and I was gonna tell you just a little thing to leave you with. The gematria that I do. We will have to do like gematria or something. I have to mention something about that at some point. I know people do like tarot card things, and then your sister was kind of talking about how she was kind of into it. More so, she watches it more than like she knows how to do it or anything. Stuff would
Who?
be nice. Your sister Amber. I was talking to her a little bit. Boy.
Oh, she does? I didn't know that.
Well, what it is that she hears things how she hears them, but online, Facebook and stuff and YouTube.
So your mom really does it.
Yeah, my mom really does do it, but kind of like palm reading and stuff like that. But it's a lot of
Oh
it's like
wow.
feeling. But anyways, I do gematria. I don't do that. I've never done it. I don't know. I've never even tried like looking into it, but
it's like
demonic. They call it witchcraft and stuff. But I don't know. I feel like people sometimes are controlled also by the like the beliefs too, like because we have belief systems. What are you talking about? Where you said they get controlled? You were explaining really good. With religion. You can have, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh well, one thing, if I can say it, I believe anything is possible, but also with how there's documentaries and there's proof out there and stuff like that, but who knows what's real and what's fake, you know what I mean? We don't actually know. Like, let's say in the 1920s, we weren't actually there in the 1920s or the 1800s, so we don't really know what happened. We don't know if dinosaurs ever existed. You know what I mean? Even if there is fossils or not. I mean, I believe it could be a possibility because we do have alligators and crocodiles, and which are reptiles are supposed to be cousins, ancestors of the dinosaurs and
That's true.
stuff like that. But we don't actually know anything because we weren't around at that time. So we would have to see it to really believe it.
Your brother said, I believe in reptilians. Yeah, they were connected to that, right? You little dork. He's like, this guy. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it is true. Like, as far as that is true. Like, what if before, like, they had, religion and stuff? What if they really did use, like, things like that and did have statues and things that they would, I don't know, give food to? And,
they say the pyramids came from the aliens.
And they also say that they moved them with like frequency of the music and stuff like that. I've heard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there's different documentaries on what the belief systems are on that and how and who and aliens. I think that we might be related to some form of alien, and because of all the shots and because of all the foods and drinks that we have that we consume.
Well,
Excuse me.
they say that we're part alien too.
That's what I think it could be because we're capped off,
And that's where our technology comes from, is it comes from aliens.
Yep. Okay, white people, whatever, Caucasian, you mean? Your brother's like, we're white people, though. The Palladians, whatever. It's still an alien form, yeah.
I must have came from a black alien.
There is such thing as a Billy Carson. Look at Billy Carson and stuff like that. Yeah, he talks on it. The aliens. No, not that. Your brother.
I was joking. I said I must have came from a black alien.
There really are. No, I get it, but there are people that are black that talk about that. They call themselves melanated beings and the nine ether beings. And you know what? Me and my son, he's the 9. I know gematria. That was my point. Your brother. Okay, so Chris, you and your brother are 3s. I did your guys' birth dates, and it's very, once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. There's 2 different things on that. That's a whole different topic. But yeah, you're a 3, Chris, and your brother's a 3. I'm a 9, and my son is our son, because your brother's right here, so I'm saying our. Yeah, sir, I'm talking about you, but wait your turn.
Chris, what time is the other? You gotta go soon, Chris?
Oh yeah, we got the day-to-day podcast tonight. Motivational Men Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
You do another one?
That's almost time. That's why I just asked.
Yeah, I got podcasts, so I'm a part of. I help out with.
Yeah. So I was just thinking we should end the podcast here soon, so you can go for that.
What was it?
Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. There's different podcasts I help with all week long.
Yeah. I
may
understand
not
that.
always be on the screen though. I might not be there, but I'm there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't know how to.
Not you, they before us.
Like I'm not always on the screen on the Off the Grid podcast, but I'm always there in the background.
You doing a podcast after this?
Yeah, we got the day-to-day podcast. It's Men Motivational Mondays. They also have they got Woman Wednesdays where they talk about different things to do with women and stuff.
I might have to see if they'll have me on sometime. Since
I'll be posting the links. They do offer interviews for Men Motivational Mondays, and they also have Fridays, day-to-day podcast. Let's talk about it Fridays.
Yeah, I was just saying that they might have me on sometime because I just created this and I talk about mental health.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Wednesday we also got the Lady Divine show, and that's at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And we also have Woman Wednesdays on Wednesdays too as well. And we also have
Off the Good podcast Tuesday.
That's Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And Wednesday we have the Trillion show as well. Thursday we have the Heather Marie show.
Yeah, I knew that. I've been on that show. I think I hopped on that show once. And I'm co-host of Off the Good podcast.
Well, I overheard you.
Yeah, you'll be seeing me tomorrow. Too,
All right, Jabberjaws, go eat.
What's up, Mikey?
Just send us a list so we know for the podcast or whatever.
Okay, yeah. I got a whole list of them, and I gotta add this one to the list too, and I'll post them all around too as well. But I'll be promoting the day-to-day podcast, Men Motivational Mondays here in a little bit at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So it's not too far away from now.
What days are you gonna start? You gonna do? How often do you post things like that for shows? Do you do it like the day of, or do you start.
Yeah, I do it the day of. Sometimes, like if they make a post, I'll share the post and stuff like that. But for the show, I'm at the show promoting it the whole time. They're doing the show and stuff like that, sending it in the chats and everything like that, Facebook groups and all that.
Well, like on the day of the show, do you do it like the start of the day, or do you do it like right before?
It all depends if they share it. If someone posts it, then I'll share it around. And also, while I'm doing this show, or while they're doing this show, I'll be posting it around too as well.
Cool water.
You tell my
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think I might start posting it like flyers every day or something. You know, about my podcast or whatever. You try to get
Oh
it out there.
yeah. You should definitely post it every day to get people tuned in. Today was
Yeah.
definitely an amazing day for the first podcast.
Thank you guys so much.
You know, it's only going to get better from here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, family. Truly appreciate it. Thank you for coming
thank you,
on.
everybody. Yeah, thank you,
Thank you for
everybody,
having me too.
Yeah, thank you, everybody, for joining my new podcast called "Take Me Away" podcast. You know, where we're going to be talking about mental health every day, or not every day, but you know, I'm going to post it every day, but every Monday at 4 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. That's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come back every Monday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining the Take Me Away podcast, where we talk about mental health and getting it out there.
Thank you so much, family. Much love.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you. Keep it up.
Thank you.
There, we'll be there.
Thank you all. Truly appreciate it.
Come back. Hello.